Hey reefers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lee, this is Reefer Explained. Today we're going to be doing a quick overview of the Red Sea LED 90s and the maintenance that you need to put into them to keep them optimal working conditions. So I do this every about 6 months, and it's really on the fans to make sure that they're kept clean and they're working well throughout the rest of the year. Obviously cleaning the lenses is a must as well, and there's a few things that I will use to maintain these. So the first thing is you'll need a Phillips screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. You'll need a cup of water and some clean earbuds or brushes, thin makeup brushes that haven't been used. And this will help you maintain and clean the actual fans inside the units themselves. So let's take off one of the brackets and show you how it is. So we've gone ahead and turned off the lighting from the main control panel below. You don't really have to do this because you can disconnect each one via the plug on the rear of it. So as you remember setting this up, on the rear of the lights there is a connection part here. I just like to turn them off and you can disconnect from here. So what you do is pull, this one hangs, this one just comes off to the side, and then you want to disconnect and take these plastic grommets out here. So using a flathead screwdriver, you just prise these up, and they're just to hold the cable in place. So we'll get these out. We've got one underneath as well here, on the top and bottom, and then we've got a Phillips screw head here and two plastic grommet parts here and here. So let's just undo these plastic parts first. So as you can see, I've unthreaded the loose part out of the back of the housing for the arm. I've undone these plastic grommet screws each side, here and here, so they're ready to go. And now we're going to undo the housing with the Phillips. You want both hands on this because once you undo this, it will swing forward. As you can see, we've clearly got the, just ignore this, you can clearly see I've got the housing unit off. You'll have the two plastic parts to keep the cable in place, the two plastic pegs to hold the light in place, and there should be a black one of these, but I've replaced them because they snapped, and a screw for the housing on the top. Just keep them to the side. A little glass of water ready, some clean earbuds. We have a cleaning cloth and material, like something you use on a TV. And then you've got the unit itself. So I'm going to bring you around here. With your flathead screwdriver, you can pretty use much at anything. You just want to be careful with this part. You want to just get under the lip of it, hold the unit down, and you want to pull up. So you're trying to get underneath the corner of the unit, and that's come off in one foul swoop. This is a little bit grimy, you can just give this a quick wipe. And this has got the housing, which is the shade, so you wouldn't have this on yours. And you can obviously clean the light. So we'll clean the light first, the actual bulb, while we've got this side open. So all we're going to really do is just give it a quick spray, quick clean of the bulb, because obviously you get a splash from the aquarium when you're working on it, when you refill for a water change, and this usually gets left. So now we're good and clean in here, and you can see all the build up in here. It's pretty dusty, and this fan obviously will kick on when it gets too hot. You can undo this with two screws either side. So you've got one screw here and another screw in there. So there's two either, and that just then flops out. You're better off taking this out, personally, just on 2 screws, so you can actually get to it and clean it properly. So that's what we're going to do now. Take your time with this bit. The last thing you want to do is take something apart that was working and then cause more issues. So we've got 1 screw undone. And so when you lift, turn it upside down, and you can then see all of the dust in here. So all of this really should be kept clean. So we'll do the base bit in here first, then we'll do the propellers first, because some of this will fall off into this area here. So what I do is, if you've got a can of dust spray, that might work as well. And again, this is just taking your time because these wires are attached. As you can see, these wires here, and they're attached to the unit. So you don't want to get water obviously inside the unit or anything like that. But when you wipe these blades, you're removing a massive part of the dust. If you can see that now, you've got 1 clean blade, and that's just off 1 part. It's filthy. And I just think for the lifespan of these units, they're quite expensive, and I think it's just better to keep them nice and clean. One thing I've noticed in the past, when you're cleaning these, make sure that you put them back as they were. Otherwise you'll hear a ticking noise from the fan where it's catching, or it's not been cecitated properly, it's not been flushed down to the unit. So you want to go around and clean all of these blades underneath. It takes a few minutes. So we're just going to pause this part. Once we've done this part, we'll come back onto the main part. So I hope you can see this clearly now. These blades on this side is completely clean. The other side will need a quick wipe down, but we'll use the cloth for that part, it's not as bad. And then inside here, we're going to give it a spray. Be careful of the wires, you don't want to spray anything that's going to potentially cause any issues. So what we do is just spray a little bit in here. And that should do it. You can use a damp cloth as well. And with the old ones that you've been using, you can see how bad these have got. You want to go through these quickly, or you can use a makeup brush and just really pull out any of the dust, because where the fan is using to pull air, it will come from the existing sides, and if it's blocked with dust, it will become more problematic. Okay, once you've cleaned out all of this dust and debris, you can give it a blow between these gaps here, unless you've got an air can. You want to be careful though, because obviously one thing and then it could become an issue. But you can see it's quite clean now under here, cleaned all in between, and it's pretty dust free. Be careful of these wires, they are attached as I said before. You just want to line it up in there. Get your little screws that come with these, and you just want to make sure that this is going back in the right place. So make sure the wires are flat down. Put one back in, just screw it in a little bit, don't go all the way. Okay, it's not too tight. And we've got the other one lined up. And sometimes this happens as well. You just drop the screw in there, so try and get this out without it being too fiddly. Okay, bear with us a second. Does help if you've got those magnetized screwdrivers. Pull it it in the hole. There we go. Just make sure this is correct. Yep, there we go. So what I do is just tighten it a little bit and then just give this a spin. There's no noise. So that's perfect, and it should be when you connect back up, it should be the same. It's not hitting the wires or anything. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up the other side. You don't want to do too tight, you don't want to thread out the screws themselves. Just hand tight, there we go, and then we're good. We've cleaned this as well, just to make sure, and now you have a nice clean inside of your lights. Anyone that's got any kind of lights for your reef tank, you just want to make sure that they are kept clean, and they'll just last a lot longer. This just snaps back on each corner, and that's that. The actual lighting is nice and clean on there. Have felt here and there is a bit of salt, but this is on the housing that's an adaptive part, so that's not really an issue. There's a reset button here. I'm going to not getting any water on there, I'm just going to use the dry side and just give this a quick wipe, because this is the status part. So I just want to make sure there's no salt creep or anything on these, and that will just help keep these working a lot longer than they need to. It's now coming up to 5 years with these Red Sea LED 90s, and for my LPS tank, I can't say enough that they are amazing lights and bulbs, and I just hope they last a little bit longer before I have to replace one or get new lighting. So we'll snap this back into place on the reef, and then I'll just show you how that goes back. So when you're putting this light back into place, you want to grab the end of the cord first. What you want to do is you want to thread it through, so this light would go here and it would go up and under. So we're going to go through, grab, and then we're going to tuck down here and make sure it doesn't go in the water. There we go. So you're going to fix the housing back into place. Just clips in like so. You've got the two plastic parts, so what we're going to do is these little, they just slide into the side. One, now the light is held in, and we're going to slide the other one into place as well. And two, now the light is held in and you can let go realistically. What you want to make sure is you don't drop anything in the tank, because this top part, the screw and the nut is metal. Just common sense there. Pull the light up, make sure it's straight, and screw this into place like so, so that it's nice and snug. Don't go all the way just yet, just in case you need to do any adjustments. And with the two plastic cable holders, put them into place. So we'll do the bottom one first. The line-up part here, if you can see, that's where the cable will go.
Sure. To help you with that, I need your permission to allow assistant personal results on this device.
Google
you
is
can
always
change this
listening.
in assistant settings.
Okay. And this one as well. And then you want to grab your cable that you plopped down earlier and grab the other half and then reconnect. Make sure that it is back in and tuck it round the back part of the arm. And now we have one clean light. Now we just need to do the other one. So that's how I service the Red Sea LED 90s. I know it's not an interesting or amazing video for you, but just some upkeep on those lights. You will need to obviously maintain and clean them so they're optimal working. Guys, if you like the video and you like the content, you want to see other videos, please give me a shout out and let me know what you'd like to see next on the next coming videos. Thanks for watching and take care.